Hello, y'all! It's me!
Please start over.
Okay.
Please start over.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Binch Bros. Thank you for listening. I am your host, Keo, and as usual, co-host Sejun is here.
Hey, guys.
And special guest, Justin Marshall.
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to be talking about Final Fantasy 15, the long-awaited discussion.
Yeah. So, full like warning, I guess. This is gonna be a spoiler heavy. Like, I mean, we want to have a full discussion about the game, so that means we're gonna be talking about story things, including the ending and all the major plot beats that happen throughout it. So if you haven't finished the game and you want to, I suggest saving this podcast for some other time.
Yeah, finish it and then come back to us.
Yeah. Or if you don't care, like if you don't want to play the game, then listen on.
Yeah, listen on.
Live life recklessly, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so then should we let's just get into it. So what do we want to just I always hate starting shit up. I don't know how.
Okay.
I usually don't know how to do it.
How about okay? Let's talk about. Okay, well, I want to say like up front before we get into any of the spoiler or the story stuff or the like any of that stuff. Let's talk about like what this game like. How it is so bizarre because it's like at once this really great game, but like its pieces, it's like it's more than the sum of its parts because its parts aren't that great when you look at them on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
I don't think the writing's like awesome most of the time. I don't think the quest design is competent even. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of weird jank you have to go through.
Do you like the game at this point is what I guess. You still like you're ragging on it.
I'm definitely ragging on it. I do like it. I love it. In fact, it's one of my favorite games I played last year. And I want to like throw that out there immediately that like this game as sucky as it is in a lot of parts to it, it's like really special besides that. It's like despite that, like through that, it's like still like like
it's fun.
It's more than fun. It's like it's great. You connect with this game. I connected super hard with this game.
Yeah. Even
though it has all these like faults and flaws, But I mean, I want to like acknowledge that there are flaws because we're probably gonna. I don't know if we're gonna talk about them too much.
Yeah, we're not. It's not so much glorifying. It was just this is Binch Bros. We just talk about like just the game that we played, and we just kind of just review it in a way.
Yeah.
So it could be good. It could be bad. It could just be neutral. It could just be us just talking about it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there are some flaws in there. I agree. I do believe that the quest is a little kind of janky. Getting there sometimes, if you haven't like discovered it, is a little tiresome. But it's not.
The load times are horrendous.
Oh yeah. Load time. Okay, so me personally, I loved driving to those new quest locations. And getting there because I discovered so much other crap in between.
Yeah.
Like driving these places, I'm like, what the hell is on the map? Like, we can pull over real quick because this is what I would do if I was on a road trip. I was like, oh, cool. Look at this thing. Let's go check this out. And I'm like, this is awesome. Let's go do that. So I appreciate that. What my biggest gripe was a very like twitchy camera.
Yeah.
In tight quarters or like there's like with lots of trees and bushes. Like I would lose myself in it. I had to like leave and then come back in to figure out where I was.
They should have done thing where there's something similar to in I think it was one of the other Final Fantasies. Pretty much like when there's something in front of you, the camera and the character you're controlling, everything in between just like it becomes transparent. I feel like they should have probably added that in because it is pretty. It takes your immersion out when that happens.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it really does. Like especially where you're like in a dungeon and you're like getting your ass handed to you because you can't see where the enemy is. And next thing you know, a freaking bomb explodes and your whole party's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always think of like when you're because I farmed for the Ultima sword, right? You have to do this quest where you hunt these spiracorns, and that specific hunt like is in trees. Like they are in trees, they're like in between a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
And so majority of the fight, you're looking at like, you see the target lock reticule thing, you just see it, but it's like you don't see the thing it's locked onto because it's somewhere in like inside a tree because all you're looking at are trees and a target lock reticule.
Yeah.
And you're seeing numbers come up, but you're like, I don't even know, like, and then like your health bar starts going down and you're like, oh, I guess I'm getting hit, like,
yeah.
But I mean, I guess there's a weird like so the combat in the game, like oddly, so it's real time combat, Final Fantasy 15, but that like might give people the wrong impression. It still flows like it's
turn-based.
Like you're queuing up a thing. You don't have like a button to make Noctis do like a jab, stab or whatever.
No, you literally just
like
hold it down and then you start attacking.
Yeah, and he just has his own attacks, and he's gonna do whichever attack he wants to do in this moment, and so you have to get used to that. Like some of these attacks have like longer wind-ups and whatever, but because you can like after playing the game for like tens of hours, hundreds of hours, whatever, like eventually you get into this like rhythm with the combat where you just know when to hold block and know when to hold attack.
Yeah.
And so oddly enough, even though like a lot of times I wouldn't be able to see what's going on unless it was like like what are those scary little monsters called? Those
goblins,
Jawa looking guys. No, the Jawa looking guys. They're super cute, but they like.
I can't remember what they're called. I know you're talking about the little green guys.
Tonberries.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless it was like a tonberry or like a coral. Like
I have not.
I could just like go through it.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like on autopilot.
I haven't encountered either of those besides like the coral that you find like after you get like the second weapon or the first weapon or something. I think it's the second. I haven't seen it. I haven't done those quests.
Oh.
But
you didn't do much of the hunts?
No. I pretty much just played the story and like a few of the side quests just to level up. But I
like that. That's cool. We have different perspectives because I like 100% of this game.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I want to, but like I wanted to start playing other games like Bloodborne. I finished that, and then I want to start like World Final Fantasy. Which I'm starting now. But yeah,
I mean, let's talk about this game's like presentation. It's crazy.
I like
first and foremost.
First
foremost, PlayStation wise, this game is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
It is like the prettiest thing. The cutscenes, like the in-game cutscenes, are great. The like crazy CGI cutscenes are amazing. I will say because, well, I mean, this is totally probably different subject we're gonna get on, but they integrate some of the cutscenes and things in the very beginning and towards the middle-ish from Kingsglaive in there, and like you can tell what was worked on more, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because everything looks good in here, and I appreciate that. So,
I mean, that's like the big thing about like the way. That's like one of the weirdest things about this game is there's this like odd barrier to entry like in starting up this story, like playing Final Fantasy 15, you have to like in order to get like the best experience out of it or the most fulfilling experience out of it, you probably should watch Kingsglaive first. Yeah. You probably should watch Brotherhood or something. You know what I mean? Like you should probably like do this extra homework that like you know, I mean like it's not even like supplemental really. Like Kingsglaive isn't. I think Kingsglaive is kind of like necessary. Yeah. Like by the time I like finished the game, I was like, oh, I wouldn't get this, like I wouldn't feel certain ways about a lot of this if I hadn't watched that film before. So I mean it's weird that like they and I mean there's that other element. You're talking about how pretty the game is. I think the game is so pretty, especially during like in screenshots, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like your main party's animation and like important characters, but then like you'll be talking this like a quest giver, like the guy at the diner or like the guy who wants you to collect dog tags, right?
Yeah.
And they're just standing there like a mannequin, and like they look great. The character model looks great, but it's like
they're not live.
Like,
they're not lively.
Yeah, it's like the same like problem I have with like Bethesda games. They just like everyone's just like standing there and like static. They look terrible in Bethesda games, but like they look great in Final Fantasy games, but like in a way that like makes it worse, in this game because they look so like detailed and good, so that like when they're just like just standing there like Sanya the frog lady, I always remember her like because she has a lot of personality in her design, and the lack of animation really like
everyone else in that game.
Yeah, and then the lack of animation on her like and she's talking like she's very excited, like the character, the performance she's giving, the actor, it's like this like pretty big performance. She's like, oh wow, you found this, she's like doing that. The character model is just like standing there.
Yeah.
It's like
it's not really
it super takes me out.
It's not really matching up with her voice pretty much, and it just it pretty much throws you off a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, like when the animations really shine, I think are in combat. Oddly, like it's like when you see, when you queue up one of those link strikes.
Yep.
And you have a shot of the camera will like do a dynamic like angle on Ignis like getting ready to queue up his like overwhelmed thing, and then you just see your party run in there and just like everyone's doing like this intricate like attacks, and it looks great most of the time. Sometimes it looks crazy because like Gladiolus will be like trapped on like a leg of some beast, but like most of the time it looks great, and like that's where I think the animations of the game like really stand out. It is such a good looking game though. That you gotta like, it's like
there's a lot of hairs in this, a lot of strands.
There's a lot of hairs. There's a lot of like fabric looks really good. I think I don't notice that too much in video games, but like I did in this game.
No, there are definitely a lot of textures that like were put into this game. I mean, let's be honest, if they didn't put in a lot of effort into this game after waiting for how many years for it, like
it's been like
10 years, something like this.
It's been a really long time.
And if it didn't look good, then I'd be freaking pissed.
But I mean, isn't that the thing? Like that's I mean, obviously we have to judge a video game about like based on the product that we get now, right? Whatever the development cycle is, it doesn't really matter. We have the game that we have now, but knowing that this game has been in development for 10 years, like I think it really shows, if that makes sense. Like you could see parts of like, oh, that's like old video game design, or that's like a weird like leftover like and it's almost like two different games wedged into one game, like, and I mean and I think that like what I'm describing right there, that idea is in every single facet of this game. Like it's in the mission design, it's in the story, even like the script, like you could tell like things were like put together weird or left out completely, like without like being replaced with anything. You know, like there's like weird like there's a weird like it feels like a game in progress sometimes. You know, it feels like we're playing like a beta build.
Yeah, like it's
what
still
I mean?
There's still work to be done.
Yeah, and I mean, and the weirdest thing is like there is work that's being done. Like this game is like officially isn't complete. They're changing the game post-release. They're adding content. They're adding story segments back into parts that like didn't have story segments.
Wait,
they're adding
like
you know
what? I mean, I know what they're doing. They're changing up like chapter 13.
Did that happen already?
No, they're adding. No, that's not gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen for a while.
Yeah,
but like, no, they're adding cutscenes, man. They're adding story things with like Raven. Okay, remember Ravis, guys?
Yeah.
Luna Freya's brother.
Yep.
Like, for the first, I would say like, few chapters of the game, like 4 chapters probably. He seems like he's gonna be a really important character.
Yeah.
Like he does, like. And he's interesting. And if you watch Kingslave, he all the more seems important.
Yeah.
You know, because how he's set up in that movie. And you're expecting something huge to happen with him.
Yep.
And it doesn't.
But
not only does it... Yeah, it's like... Not only does it not happen, it's like the game kind of forgot about him for like hours. And then goes, oh, yeah.
That's right.
This is what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like really weird.
Yeah,
and
he only popped in like 3 times, and one of them there was like a. Well, actually, they're all pretty much cinematic with him. I don't think you don't fight him, right?
Yeah, you do.
You fight him like once.
I don't think you fight him. I think he like threatens you guys.
No, you fight him.
Please don't tell me he's the one. He's the mech.
I don't think you fight him. No, he's not the mech. That's some other guy.
No.
Oh, that's another
Luna Freya's brother, right?
Yeah.
Ravis.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you fight his you fight
him.
like you fight his like mutated form.
Yeah,
his mutated,
that's right. Undead self.
Yeah,
but that's
but
not
you don't
even.
fight
That's
him,
not
the
really
man.
even him, though.
You still fought him,
to be
though.
honest.
I'm just saying.
I guess his body, sure.
You fought his like corpse, but you don't fight like him like in that sequence where he like holds a knife to Gladio's throat.
First of all, that scene happened. I was like, I fucking hate this guy. I'm gonna destroy him.
Well, that's like that's pretty much how he is in Kingsglaive. I think you haven't seen it, right, Justin? You
I have now. I saw it.
Okay. In Kingsglaive, he seemed, pretty important, and he seems like a character that you hate, because he's pretty much portraying Luna Freya as his sister. To what it seems is to not even be king, just get revenge from, dang it, forgot his name. Not Ravis.
Regis.
Yeah, to get he's Ravis. The fuck. To get revenge from Regis for leaving him and having his mom died or whatever. But
there's that really interesting scene in Final Fantasy 15 where you see like a different side of Ravis, and it's like there's 2 scenes back to back. It's like you see him talking to Luna Freya, and he doesn't really like Noctis.
Nope.
But he trusts her, like, and he's mad that she's like sacrificing her life. Like Luna Freya is dying throughout the game, you know, in order to like summon these ancient astrals, right?
Yeah.
She's making contact with the astrals so they can help Noctis, and that's killing her to do that, you know, which we'll get into later because that's like a big part of the whole history of this world actually. But she's dying, and so Ravis sees that Luna Freya is, you know, literally killing herself, you know, to help this guy that he thinks isn't worthy of her, but he ends up trusting her with that. Like, even still, you know, like at the end of that, he's like, I don't like this decision, but like, you know, if this is what you choose, like this is what you choose. And like he carries it out. Like after she dies, you know, he's gonna deliver Regis's sword to Noctis. He doesn't end up getting to because he dies.
Yes, he does.
But he's like going to, you know, like there's like scenes like that, which make him, a complex character, but unfortunately, like, that complexity isn't really, like, given enough
it's not fully
time.
Realized.
Yeah, it's like it's all there for sure. Like the whoever wrote the story wrote a good story with that in mind, but then the actual like editing of that story doesn't show what we needed to see for that.
Yeah,
There's not really much impact. It's one of those things, like, if you think about it, it's impactful.
Yeah.
But during the game, you're like, oh, that guy died?
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
No, that's how I felt. I was like, okay, because like you saw that cutscene when you got to like their home area, right? I can't remember what it's called. On the train, that's where you meet up with
Insomnia?
No.
Luna's home.
Oh,
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, the flowers of
So that's where you meet
Tenebrae.
Tenebrae. Yeah, so that's where you meet up with
Tenebrae?
It's either or, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when you meet up with them there. Then you meet with like their housemaid, who made it out because like their home got like attacked.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, BT Dubs, Luna Freya loved you," and Revis is like, she tells the stories what happened to her and Revis, and you're like, "Oh, okay, so he's not a complete dick." I think.
Oh, how about this little? I mean, like, everyone listening, we are sounding like we're ragging on this game. We all, I don't know about Keo, but me and Justin for sure.
Oh, I fell in love with this game.
I like the game.
Like moment one when it opened up and they were pushing that fucking car. I was like, this is what I'm here for. A gay best friend road trip. This is what I'm here for.
But I am gonna continue to rag on this game right now because something else just made me so mad because I remembered it.
What's up?
That maid lady, the older woman who meets you in Tenebrae, tells you that what are the two dogs' names?
Oh,
Umbra
and
I don't know the other one.
I can't remember her name.
The white one. I think
the white one died when Luna died.
Yeah.
Did
it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Keo. Like, I didn't realize that at the time. Like, because of the way that information's handed to you.
Yeah.
And then by the way, this dog died.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah, she died like shortly after Lady Luna. And then I was like, wait, what? Wait, why didn't we see that, first of all? Like,
oh my God.
Like, it doesn't, like, it's just like,
it's not like
confusing.
saying like what the heart connection is between the two. It's saying, okay, well, she died because she died, but what is the exact reason why? Were they connected by like spirit? Was she giving her like her life energy together?
Or is the white one Luna Freya for some reason?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like, another thing is like that. I would almost accept that more if Umbra died after Noctis dies at the end of the game. But Umbra doesn't die. Umbra is there.
Umbra's
in
still
Insomnia.
there.
I thought Umbra was the Shiva chick.
No, that's what's her name?
Gentiana,
yes.
Who is the messenger of the gods to help Luna Freya talk to the gods.
But it turns out she is the god. She is the god.
She is one of the
Shiva.
gods.
Yeah,
okay,
she's
so
one of the, like...
We didn't know this beforehand. They said that she's a messenger of the gods, how Luna Freya is... Like, she talks... The gods speak to her, she tells Luna Freya, just like how Luna Freya talks to people and goes talks to the gods. Like, they're like, they have the same job, but later on we find out that Gentiana is like, guess what, bitch? I'm the best summoner in the fucking game. So what's that?
Oh my God.
So, the thing is, this story will not make 100% sense to you when you're playing the game the first time through. And that's not your fault, the player. That's the game's fault.
Because they have all these outlets to prepare you for this.
Not only that, but like...
Even with it, I was still confused. I was like, what?
Exactly. Like that, like stuff with Ravis, there's nothing you could do. There's no amount of like prior reading you could do to like feel like that plays out okay.
To feel something for him. Like, you don't... Like, you feel like a little bit of like resentment on him, I guess, or like when you watch the movie and stuff, and like when you're
Yeah,
playing.
but that's
But like, there's not.
ultimately that's not like what the character is even about.
No,
Yeah, there's no
like,
character building
he has-
for him at all.
Exactly. Yeah, he has all his character development in like
Yeah.
one scene, and you're like, what just happened?
It's like he
Yeah.
has his own redemption story that would probably be a really good story that we don't get to see.
Like if
Yeah.
it was
You know
like
what I
it was
mean?
like a DLC like Ravis's story, like I'd be down for that to see what happens.
I would totally play as
I doubt it's
Ravis
gonna
for a
happen.
DLC.
Like I think
That would
other
be a good DLC.
I think other characters have more like character development than Ravis. Like
Honestly, though,
like the
like, I
one
would
guy
rather-
in the back of like I forgot that beach that you help him like
Oh,
find
the
rocks
guy
and
with the
shit.
shitty accent that I hate.
Rico?
No,
Something like that.
I don't know, but
The
he has like
reporter
an
guy.
Italian
He's
accent,
cool.
I guess, or something.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's got that
The-
stereotypical
like New York
Mobster.
yeah, see, man.
Yeah.
Like, I freaking hate his voice. So,
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
kinda, you have like I think he has more character development than Ravis.
Ravis?
Ratchet.
Ravis.
Ratchet. Get out of here.
I think he has more character development than him.
No, he gets because these quest givers, because like you talk to them a bunch of times, they do end up like having their arcs like completed, you
Yeah.
know, which is
Yeah.
like ironic. Whereas like and like obviously like they don't their arcs aren't as like world changing as like Ravis's like final. Ravis's last stand in the game that we don't get to see, the one where we see the aftermath of.
Or his body just on the ground.
Yeah, his body and a ton of like Magitech soldiers. Like it's a war zone that we see the aftermath of. Like I don't know if
But we don't get to see that at all.
Here's the thing. I don't know if they like tried to make that scene work and didn't have time to do it, or if they thought like maybe it would play better if it was subtle. I don't think
Yeah.
it played better as like subtle. I don't
No.
think that was the right choice. And if
No.
it was a choice of like they couldn't, devote enough resources to like realizing that sequence, like that sucks too. You know what I mean? Like that's like a I don't know. But like the thing I was trying to get at earlier, even despite all of these weird story inconsistencies, the plot of the game isn't hard to grasp, which I think is the really good thing about this game. Like
Yeah.
when you're playing it moment to moment, like you never feel confused about what you should be feeling.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's weird, but like you're on board. Like you get sad when major characters die. More so towards the middle and end of the game, not early on.
Yeah.
Early on, they really wanted you to care about this one man who died, and I didn't. I was like, I don't
Who?
know that that
Who?
butler guy. I was like, that sucks that they killed him, but like, why are they more bummed out about this than like like insomnia
yeah.
falling?
Wait, who? Oh,
Jared.
Oh,
The kids.
Talcot's grandpa.
Yeah, Jared. Yeah, like they
Oh my
devote
God.
like more time to Jared's death than they
Oh my
do to
God.
like Regis and Insomnia's like demise. Like I was
Yeah.
like, why? Like they kind of go past like Insomnia falling pretty quickly, and that's like a
Yeah.
big reason why you need to see Kingsglaive before playing this game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's not gonna. You're gonna be like, oh, I guess that city got destroyed. But like if you watch
Yeah.
Kingsglaive, you see the city get destroyed. It's like a
Yeah,
big
you
deal.
actually know why it did. And
and
what
it's a
happened.
big deal. Like you see, like it's emotional when I'm calling him Ravis.
Noctis?
Regis.
Oh, no, Regis. Yeah, sorry.
When Regis, sends Luna Freya off with the ring, like, and he dies. That's like that whole sequence is like really good and powerful, and like, like you don't get any of that if you're just playing the video game.
Yeah.
Which also I want to talk about too. Do you think that it was necessary for them to split up everything like this to get the story? Because I'm like, this is convoluted.
Yeah.
Like, do I don't have to watch all this stuff, but if I want to get the full immersion, I do.
I think
So-
I don't like it.
Also, I found out later on that there was like a PlayStation VR thing where you're like playing as Prompto in this VR
Yeah.
thing, and them fighting the.
I don't think that's
behemoth,
even come out yet.
I thought
What?
it did. Yeah,
No, I don't think it's come out yet. That,
Okay,
like,
well, I think maybe it's
they,
like only in Japan then, because I saw it and I was like, okay.
they like showed it off
Whoa.
at E3. It didn't play well with anyone. No one like saw that and was like, "Oh, that looks cool." Everyone saw that and was
Okay.
like, "Oh, that's like not good." And so I don't know if they're not gonna release it or whatever. You know,
Okay.
like
Okay, well,
they
yeah,
had that like prototype footage.
yeah, and I was like, okay.
I think this is what happened. Like Final Fantasy, okay, Square Enix, like during Final Fantasy VII, before Advent Children came out, they had this big push for like they were revamping the way they were doing business. They needed to make more money, right? The company wasn't making enough money, so they figured out that like it literally says exploit. Like they're gonna exploit their existing properties to like resell to fans the things that they love, like again, basically. You know, just to keep selling them the concepts that they love. And
Yeah.
I mean that's very cynical when I say it that way. And it is cynical. It's a cynical business thing. But you know, that's why you got Advent Children. That's why you got like Final Fantasy X-2. That's why you got like, you know, Lightning Returns. You know, you get all these like piecemeal Final Fantasy things, right? And Final Fantasy 15 has its own, or like Final Fantasy 13 through 15 is the Fabula Nova Crystallis thing, you know? That's all like one thing, you know? And 15 itself has its own, you know, it's got its own anime, it's got its own movie, and I think it really hurts the story that they're telling, personally, to split
Because
it
they
up like
fragmented it.
yeah, it sucks to do this because like there's a Venn diagram of people who are gonna have seen both Kingsglaive and played the video game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not
And then
everyone's
another one
gonna
who's seen Kingsglaive and seen Brotherhood and have played the game.
Exactly. Like there's not gonna be everyone who's not everyone who's gonna play Final Fantasy 15 has done the necessary work, you know, to get everything out of it, and that's not their fault. That shouldn't be their fault. Like, you know what I mean? It's like people got really mad at this video game Asura's Wrath, like for on the like it's like the PS3, Xbox 360 generation.
A couple years ago, right? Yeah.
Because the like final chapter of the game was paid DLC. People were really upset about that. You know, like it ended on this like cliffhanger, and then they had this final DLC, and it's like, yeah, that's upsetting. We should also be upset at this, you know, because this is like the opening chapter of this game.
Yeah, no, literally, it's the prologue, and then the first chapter. So you're starting the game on chapter 2.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like what they should have done is not have Nox and or Nyx and like his story not important. That story
really not important. It was,
I mean, it's cool. Like I get why it's in the movie, because you know, sure, in that movie it's important, but like to Final Fantasy 15 it's not important. They should have kept the Regis and Luna stuff, but they should have worked that into the video game. Obviously, you know, they went for the way that they could make the most amount of money, right? Which is make a full movie experience that people are going to go to pay to see. But like, I don't know that many people I don't know how many people watched that movie who weren't going to play Final Fantasy 15 and liked it. You know what I mean? I read a bunch of reviews of the movie from critics who probably weren't going to play Final Fantasy 15 who didn't like it. You know, they were like, this is nonsense. This makes no sense. It's like, it's not good fantasy, you know, or whatever. You know, it's like, yeah, well, you're not getting the full context because you're not playing the video game. But then again, like, you shouldn't have to play the video game to enjoy a movie. Just like we shouldn't have to watch a movie to enjoy a video game. You know?
No, you shouldn't. Like I think that's it's just the biggest thing. I think this is just like it's not the best move on, I guess, like Square Enix part or Final Fantasy series in general, because like
it's not the best move towards the consumer. I don't know if it's not the best move. It might be the best move financially.
Okay, so no, it definitely is financially, because I'm gonna get into something because Square Enix loves doing this. Okay, like let's take it's going off here. Let's go take the Kingdom Hearts series for example. Okay,
yeah,
for a game that has 2 main games. Just 2, 1 and 2 are their main games. They have like 10 games in the series. 2 of them are mobile games,
and they're all like, unfortunately, like necessary plot wise.
They are all necessary. That's what people like me as a Kingdom Hearts otaku sitting over here. I'm like, well, I gotta play every freaking game now. Like when there was one, I think it was Coded, which is one of the mobile games that was only out in Japan. That was actually important to their freaking story. I was like, well, I'm gonna miss a piece of this freaking story. It came out in America, and I was like, wait a minute, this means literally nothing. This is literally nothing. And I was like, I paid for this game because I'm gonna buy it anyways because that's what I do, and I love I love the series. But I'm like, they keep giving us the runaround, and they said 3 is gonna be coming out this year, 2017, and they said, you know what, we lied. It's not gonna come out until it's ready.
I mean, it's pretty messed up.
I'm like, I've already waited this long. I might as well wait a little bit longer. But like, I'm so pissed. My heart was set on it. Like,
it's really messed up to think about this. Okay, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is a game that came out for the 3DS. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a separate console. Like, Kingdom Hearts came out for PlayStation 2. Whatever, like time passes, PlayStation 3 comes out, they're selling it to like a different thing. It's not Sony, you know what I mean? They're like, it's like only on 3DS. It's like the chances of people missing that like console like is dramatic. So like, yeah, if you're gonna release a Kingdom Hearts game on 3DS, it should have a good story, but maybe not one that like is intrinsically tied to the future of the brand, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out now, or whenever that comes out. But when that comes out, it's not taking after Kingdom Hearts 2. It's taking after Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah,
which that sucks. Like that's
which actually now, because it's taking place after Dream Drop Distance and Birth by Sleep 0.2. Like, those all converge to the same point when 3 starts.
Oh my goodness.
Like, so you would honestly kind of have to play 2.8 to get this one story.
That's the reason why they're doing it that way. There's also
a cinematic movie to go along with the mobile game they have here, Kingdom Hearts Key, to go along with the story, which is like, I mean, really, what this movie is, it's like,
that's like the origin story, though. That's like Skyward Sword.
It's origin of everything, of how everything started. Yeah. Like, we thought that Birth by Sleep is how everything started. No. This bullshit is how everything started. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So, I mean, this is like that movie is like how, Birth by Sleep is the prologue to everything. It's like the prologue before the prologue. It's like, it's the epilogue of the book before.
It's Knights of the Old Republic if Birth by Sleep is like, the prequel trilogy. Yes. It's like way back in time. But I mean, like, Square Enix is doing the same thing right now with other series. Like, if you look at their Tomb Raider, right? Like, Tomb Raider, the rebooted Tomb Raider series. When you think about it, you're like, oh, there's 2 video games. That's pretty easy. It's not just 2 video games. There's 2 video games. There's books. There's an ongoing comic book series, and this is all canon. And it all fits in, and no. Did you ever play the Tomb Raider all the way to the end, and then you started up Tomb Raider 2, and you realized that like, oh wait, what happened to that confused? One main character from her
best friend, right?
Yeah, what happened to her? Well, guess how you find out? You read the comic books.
Comics.
You know what I mean?
It's hold on. There's books.
There's novels and comic books, and they're both canon, and they contradict each other too. That's the problem. Yeah, like, so it's that like, sucks. If they're doing that, and I mean, I think like, honestly, like 15 and Kingsglaive and Brotherhood kind of contradict each other in weird ways a little bit, you know, like you'll like I mean, this isn't a contradiction as more of it's a like a what do you call that, just like what's the word I'm looking for, like where you just like like don't put some omission. It's an omission. Okay, in Kingsglaive, you remember the bald like man who's friends with King Regis? There's like a bald guy on the council. That's Gladio's dad. Did you know that?
We never talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you know it is like if you like look into it and you're like, oh, his last name is Amacita, and he's the father of Gladio and Iris. Now that guy dies in Kingsglaive. Like it's a sequence where he like, you know, he dies and like, you know, Regis dies, like a bunch of people die, but he does die. And when Noctis is sad about, you know, Regis dying and Insomnia falling, Gladio is like, you know, get over it, you know, like that, you know, there's not a single mention of his father passing. And
that is true.
That's a huge.
That is
like,
true.
Like,
I mean, maybe it's gonna be something in like they have like his DLC, like he deals with it. We don't know that yet, but like as far as the main game, like he brushes over everything. Like I hate. They kind of make Gladio to be like. At the same time, he's not though. When I come back to contradict myself, like he's this like he puts up this wall of like I don't have emotions, but he's like the most like emotionful one in that group too. Like he's so like how he is. He's so vibrant in his personality. But like when it comes to like, hey, this is where people die, get the hell over it. I'm like, okay. He lost his city. He lost his dad. He lost his bride to be. Like,
yeah, you're being it's a bit uncalled for when he's like screaming at him on the train. Like,
but
it's like,
but at the same time, he knows that they don't have a chance to take a break.
I mean,
he's like, okay, we got to do this as soon as possible before the rest of the world is going to be destroyed by.
He's pretty much got to be the leader for the leader.
Okay, but if you here's my problem with the way that part is handled on the train is if they wanted me to feel like Gladio is talking some real talk to Noctis, you know, like, you know, getting his, you know, pulling his head out of his ass. No, not only, I mean, I don't know, maybe he would have yelled at it. They would have made Noctis have been doing something. He would have been moping. He would have been dragging the group down. He wasn't. Like, the only thing we see, we literally see Noctis, like, lose Luna Freya, wake up, find out that Luna Freya is dead. You know, he cries. He's sad. Next scene we see, he's on a train. He hasn't done anything. He's not like this mopey. He's not like distancing him. He's not doing something like that. He's hanging out with Prompto. He's sad, and then Gladio comes up and starts like talking mad shit right to his face, and I was just like, whoa. I mean,
it's not, the thing with that too is it's not anything like Noctis could do right now. He's waiting to go somewhere. So.
But also at the same time, he also said, you're not the only hearing problems. Like, Ignis just lost his friggin' sight.
Yes,
sure. So he's like, we're here together to come together and figure out what you need to do, because your friend over here who's blind is still down for the cause, and you're sitting here like a lump feeling bad for yourself, which go ahead and feel bad for yourself. But at the end of the day, you have something to do.
I would love it if Gladiola said something like that. Gladiola told him to pull his head out of his ass. Like, that's what he said, like verbatim.
That honestly
he said that. The only thing. And it's like, okay, Gladio, that's totally not called for. Like, your attitude.
So yes, they could have gone about it differently. He could have gone he could have gone it differently, but you know, that's the kind of personality that he has. You know, like that's who he is. Like, if it was Ignis, Ignis would probably say something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's blind now, so he can't.
I mean, he can't talk. That's nothing because he's blind.
No, it's not it.
By the way,
I think I want to go back. Okay. I want to go back to the point of like there's like continuity issues, or just like a fact that his dad wasn't mentioned at all. His dad should have been mentioned because his dad is a big part of like the council. Like he's the council, and that word should have got out somehow. The same as how they knew that Regis died.
Yeah.
Other thing too is I feel like we spent a lot of time ragging on it. To be honest, we spent 40 minutes ragging on it, and I feel like we got like 19 more minutes to go. I think we should talk about.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like, yeah, we should definitely talk about something. I was about to say, like, okay, now that we hate it, let's do what we love about it.
Now that we got 40 minutes out,
and
I do too.
Here's the thing: I am so excited about what they're going to do to this game. They are adding all this content that I'm really excited for. A lot of it is paid DLC, which I'm gladly paying for because I want to play it. Like, and a lot of it, like, they recently did this free Chocobo DLC, Chocobo Festival DLC. I played it for like 10 minutes maybe. I don't know if I'm returning to that, but I am fucking thrilled that they did that. You know what I mean? Like, that sort of like stuff shows like weird commit, like, I don't know, like, that's a free thing.
It's cool. The other thing too is because it's also single player. You typically stuff like that you get in a multiplayer thing,
it
right?
makes it feel like a living world, like how an MMO is, but it's in a single player.
And the
RPG.
thing is too is like there's not really any combat. You're just like doing like random mini games and stuff, running around. And like it's fun, it's cute, it's adorable, and you're like, this is completely unnecessary. Does not have anything to do with anything that's going on in this world. But you know what? I'm here for the cause, and I'm down. Let's do this. Let's come and chase me freaking Chocobo chicks. Not 15 because I'm lazy, but you know.
I mean, like the reason I'm excited for all that stuff is because the base game is really cool. It's like I've never played a video game like this before. Like I've never played a game that is about, these, like, this trip, and it's about the trip. It's about this journey. It's not really about like where the story like, I think the story ends very well. I like the ending. I like the I like the the high stakes. I was shocked when Ignis goes blind. I was shocked when Luna Freya got murdered. Yeah, I was really captivated by the villain. I thought that was I can't remember his name right now. Aldwin? Something like, no. What was the villain's name? The main villain.
Oh my god, I just had it. You made me forget it when you said Aldwin.
Sorry. The final villain of the game.
It does start with an
Arden.
A, doesn't it?
Arden. Yes, it is Arden.
Yes.
Yeah. Arden.
Gosh, I was like just had it.
Arden might be my favorite Final Fantasy villain. Like, he's great. Like,
he is how he is, like, his character. He's such a complex villain. Because you're like, why is he helping me? He's not a bad guy. Oh wait, he is the bad guy. He's not the bad guy. Like, who are you?
Yeah,
like,
I know. I was getting a little like whiplash on whether I like them or not.
He's okay. This is how I see it. Luna Freya is dying by healing people from the Star Scourge or whatever, and like communing with the Astrals for Noctis. That's killing her. Arden is what Luna Freya could become if, like, she wasn't like it. Like, originally, they the gods gave the Oracle those powers without without mortality, right? And that's Arden. He was like the first king, and he is, he was persecuted for it, eventually. Like, they thought he was a demon, and so he grew to resent everything, and like, he's like, fine, I'll be a demon if you want me to be a demon. Yeah, because of that, Luna is dying throughout the game, like, because of the mistakes of, like Shiva, the gods, and like, like those gods, like, they fucked up, and they created Arden, and like, because of that, to rectify that. And they can't kill him, and so they say, oh, we done fucked up. Yeah, and and so they're like, we're not making that mistake again. Now, the people with this power are, like, vulnerable, and they're gonna die. It kills them. Yeah. And I mean, like, Luna, so like, when Arden kills Luna, it's like she's she already had her ticket punched. You know, she was gonna go,
but
but
he didn't have to, kick her out the freaking door.
Yeah, he makes it really personal for you, the player, when he stabs her. And Luna Freya, I love this character because she is a character that you see not that many times before she dies.
Yeah.
But she's such a presence throughout the game. The whole game is about her.
The whole time. Like, there's, if you listen to, radio, if you listen to the radio ever, diners, you'll hear reports, oh, Lady Luna Freya was here doing this, or you'll, hear a speech that she did. So you're like, oh, it's, in-game, you listen to the radio, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's
awesome.
She's, the most important person, in this world, and, you really feel that she is. And, and as you're, headed towards her, you understand so much about her without even getting to know her that well, in the game. I mean, if you see Kingsglaive, you do get to know her better, but, even without that, I think the game does a good job of, fleshing her out as a character that, when she gets killed, it's, a really dramatic moment, and really,
for Noctis and for you.
Yeah, for us,
Yeah, because the thing is Noctis didn't get to see her a lot, and he hasn't got to see her for years.
Yeah, it's 12 years.
And we hardly ever got to see her, and when she dies, that really hits you because we don't get to see the rest of her or them together.
Yeah,
whatever,
I mean
right? So
that's really sad. Yeah, he's carried the torch for 12 years. Since he was a child and he fell in love with her, he's been in love with her. That's heavy, and I mean, I guess you can role play that because you get to write in his his message, his correspondences back and forth.
Yeah.
You get to kind of be colder or softer depending on your choice, which
or neutral. I think there's a neutral one in there somewhere.
I understand that this is a role playing game, quote unquote, but I don't like it when they do stuff like that in games like this, where it's you have an established character who has one of those answers, two of those answers aren't the answer that Noctis would give. You know what I mean? Is how I feel.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Whenever you can be mean to Iris, I'm he wouldn't be mean to her. Why would he be mean to her? And then you watch Brotherhood and you're he definitely wouldn't be mean to her. He wasn't mean to her. Why would he ever just be a jerk to her? I don't know. It's I think,
guys, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just saying, I think he's a really good protagonist character because he does give you enough room for you to interject yourself into, I guess. He's not someone like Prompto or Gladiolus who's just so much personality that you might
you can't really fit yourself into their shoes.
But at the same time, he does have a lot of his own. He is his own person. He's not a Gordon Freeman or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Put your feet in his shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a term, right?
All right. With that being said, and how he is, a great protagonist, who is the best boy in the group?
I was actually gonna ask that. Who is your favorite
out of the group?
Okay, as a purely I say this. Gladio's my husband. Is my boyfriend, and then Noctis and Prompt are just the twinks on the side.
Oh my god!
I don't care
on
about
the side. Oh my god!
I don't care about them, but okay,
don't mind hanging out with them.
I don't mind hanging out with them. With that being said, as a whole embodiment of the group.
Yeah.
My favorite is actually Ignis, of how who he is, how he works with everyone, how he's he's the real leader of this group. If we're real, without him, they wouldn't do half the shit that they did.
No, yeah, definitely.
It's interesting.
Because he is the tactician, and his personality, along with everyone else's, and how he's so quippy, when you pull up to a gas station. And then Prompto's like, oh, I can go for some burger and fries. He's oh yeah, so could your waistband, whatever, and stuff like that. I'm why are you such a douchebag? But I love it so much.
Always
Like, you're so
shade.
rude.
He's always throwing shade.
But I love it. He's always throwing shade. And, you know, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, oh, let's go shopping. He's like, I was like, oh, it's time and money. And I'm like, oh my god, get over it, dude. But I love you so much. You're so funny. And like his skill set is the most like utility. That's it. He's the most utility like skill set.
Yeah.
Yes, like he has, you know, the overwhelm to attack one person, take them out real quick. He has, you know, find their weaknesses and get the element on your weapon. He has the Libra, like really early on, which really helps out.
He's got the Libra. Yeah,
he got the Libra. Like he is such like as a rounded party member, he's so good.
He's definitely the most important party member. Like, yeah, it is kind of worrying thinking about playing through those Gladiolus chapter or prompter chapters without Ignis there to like enhance your, you know, like weapons.
Exactly.
Giving you
and
when play off their like character.
Yeah,
honestly,
and like
doing that DLC.
When he lost his sight, I'm like, well, there goes my fucking synergy. It's like,
yeah.
I'm like, well, there goes the game. And then he's like, oh, I can do one thing. That's cool. Let's do this. I'm like, okay, cool. We can do this.
But then, like, later in the game, he can do Overwhelm again and regroup again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like,
he's pulling a Matt Murdock. He's like, I've been blind for 10 years now. I can do it.
And I hate his hair. I hate his hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably my least favorite design, like wise.
Afterwards,
yeah, like physical design, but like my favorite character out of the group. Like, and
I think it fits him though, because it's like clean.
It is very high. His like front part of his hair
very
is very high.
Hell yeah! I see what you're saying.
You know what? What watching Brotherhood made me really like Ignis also. Like, the way they characterize him in Brotherhood, and it just like that whole
I need to watch out.
Do you remember the sequence where Noctis and Ignis, like it's about Noctis and Ignis in Brotherhood, and like he's like taking care of Noctis basically,
because he like moved on his own or whatever.
Yeah, that made me really like him. And honestly, you know what would be good fan service for us would be like if we got to like download like their like younger like look, like they're like his haircut like in that I like a lot better than what he has going on in the actual game. Like, you know, like
nice.
Yes,
that'd be fun. Like if we got to like have like Gladio with his shorter hair, you know, like all that stuff, like as costumes or whatever.
Like 17-year-old Gladio, like in the King's like training stuff,
that would be like see, those are the types of like bonus costumes that would be fun.
Or like I guess Prompto and Noctis, like you can't have them as little kids.
No, but they're like them in their high school like uniforms.
Like, yeah, they're like high school one, which was like
oh my God,
3 years prior to the game starting.
I want to watch it more.
I really like Brotherhood. And I really like those like the little bit of it gets you to like, because we don't get to see too much of Insomnia in the game. And and Insomnia is super interesting. And originally Final Fantasy Versus 13 was like going to be entirely set in Insomnia, I think.
Yeah, and giant in the city.
Yeah, which
really?
I mean, like, part of me super misses that when I play 15. You know, you do get to go to Insomnia in 15, but it's like the worst chapter in the game. It's 13, right?
Yeah,
isn't that Insomnia?
It's the worst. No,
I can't remember.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's
not.
It
is because you get your car crashes, and then you get separated from Gladio.
13. Oh, chapter
13 when your car gets shot up.
No, it's after.
That's Insomnia. Yeah, because you get separate. Or no, that's
No, that's. I think that's
Niflheim.
After.
It is Insomnia because they took over. Niflheim took over Insomnia.
Oh yeah, because you're trying to find Prompto at that point.
No,
too, right?
you're in Niflheim because that's where like the like king or whatever Niflheim was there in that big chamber. At the very end, you go back to Insomnia.
Oh, right. You right. I got
you. Yeah.
At the end, but we only see the palace of Insomnia in the game.
Yeah, you want to see like the like palace area. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question for both of you now.
Yeah.
Which one's worse for you guys? The end scene where you see Noctis ghost and Lunafrere's ghost, and then the picture, or the last scene with the boys in an emotional?
Oh, which one?
God.
Like hits you harder?
Which one hits you harder?
Oh man.
Oh god.
I think
I
the
think
boys
the
part
boys.
made me cry.
No, it's definitely the boys.
But that
definitely
other
the
part,
boys.
like,
because they're sitting around there and they're crying together.
yeah, it's when Noctis.
I was like, because they know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, when Noctis.
Like I was like,
Yeah.
God
They didn't.
damn
They
it.
Noctis never says it, but
Noctis-
they know.
The thing
Noctis
no.
like says, "You guys are the best," and he's like choking up as he's saying it, and that like makes me choke.
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
which is great because I'm like, okay, this whole game he wasn't really showing any like real, like emotion other than just anger and angst.
Yeah.
And then he was there, and I was like, oh god, what the hell? Get out of here! I'm like, don't just say it or don't say it. He didn't have to say it. They're like, we got you, dude. And I was like, he's like,
That's what they played off.
And Gladio's crying over there in the corner.
When I saw him crying, I was like, well, fuck me, I gotta go.
Yeah, it's like we're a part of the boys too, because like we know that Noctis doesn't want to, and we know that he doesn't have to.
Oh my gosh.
That's
he's like, I need to do this. It's like a duty of mine that the gods have put on me because they're dickbags.
I don't want to like sell short though the like Lunafreya Noctis like afterlife sequence.
Oh, the like wedding scene.
That's really
like,
great. That like
that was really good.
And how it changes the logo.
That's
of the game.
Oh my
We've
god,
seen that logo for like over 10 years now. Like that's the Final Fantasy 15 logo.
And then they're like, guess what, bitch? It's
and then they get you. They get you.
Because like on the main menu, it's like that white and just like a black background. And then you finish the game, the sun finally rises because all the demons are gone, and you see what the black is in front of the white. You're like, whoa, revelation!
Yeah.
Like when she's sitting there and like it turned to like that illustration, and then Noctis just showed up right there, and I was like, well, fuck this game. It got me again.
I thought that was really clever, like a really really great note to end that game on. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's
it's very bittersweet, but like I
it's like just optimistic enough. You know what I mean? Or just a little bit, because it's like if it doesn't change the story that much, to know that they're in heaven.
No, it doesn't. But like it's more like a revelation, But
it's like they got their reward, I guess. They get to like I mean, maybe. Or that could just be his fever dream. But I mean, I like to think of it as that's his, that is real.
The gods are like, okay, you guys do what you need to do. Put you guys together forever.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
One thing that like fucked me up real bad was when you're in the throne room with Arden, and you see like your family hanging from these hooks.
Okay.
Yeah. Lunafreya's on there too.
Yeah. And I was like,
is on there. Nyx Ulrich is on there for some reason.
No, that's him?
Yeah.
Like, why is he on there?
Yeah.
Like, and also another weird thing is like, at the time I was just like, oh, this is like really dark, like, oh, Arden is really dark. Yeah. But like, when you think about it longer, you're like, wait, he just like kept their bodies for like 10 plus years, like it just like like, and their bodies like stayed like normal. Like, I don't, it's like, it's like kind of funny, but like, at the moment I did gasp.
But magic, just chop some magic.
I like gasped really when I like walked through that throne room door. I was
like,
oh yeah. Like, I was like, oh my god, especially when I saw Luna. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, they do talk about how Luna's body was never recovered or whatever, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't. There was never recovered. They got swept away in the water.
That's so weird that Nyx Ulrich is. I feel like which one of these does not belong? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Like, like.
Also, what I want to kind of mention too, because I forgot to mention this earlier. What happened to Noctis's mom?
She's never mentioned.
That's true.
She was never.
It's like immaculate conception from a man that he was born.
Well, I mean, is that? Do you think he just doesn't? He never had a mom? Or do you think his mom just?
I'm pretty sure he had his mom probably passed away when he was super young.
Yeah, that's how I see.
He was like childbirth or something like that. But like he was super young for his mom not, because you never saw her even in
Brotherhood.
I thought it was his mom in Brotherhood.
That wasn't his mom.
It was just like a housemaid.
Yeah. because he wasn't super like affected. Like I thought that was like one of the first scenes in Brotherhood you see is a woman protecting
the first scene.
Yeah, the first scene is a woman protecting young Noctis as she's dying.
That makes sense to how Noctis acts then, because he kind of doesn't have like a mother figure, right? So it's kind of weird. It's
you think he doesn't have the like because without having the like motherly figure in his life, he acts angsty, I guess. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a way they. I mean, it's interesting that they don't ever bring it up. That is an interesting point. Like they don't talk about, because like there's it's obviously like a dead parent is rich, like stuff to mine from, right? Emotional beats wise, and and they just don't like like there's this really great trailer before the game came out. It's called like Omens or Prophecies or something. It's for Final Fantasy 15, and it's Regis holding Noctis, young Noctis, like I don't know,
Simba style,
no, like 10 years old, like maybe. Like he comes home, Regis comes home, and he hugs his son, and but like you hear like voiceover of Regis talking to like some voice, and the voice saying like I only need one more life, and he's talking about Noctis, he's talking about like the only life I need, there's only one more life I need, and like Regis is like upset about the destiny that his son has, and we don't see too much of it in the game. We do see it in Brotherhood and Kingsglaive, and I think originally the game was going to be more about the father-son relationship. I think that's probably why the mom's not in the picture. I think the original idea of the game was a game about this father and his son, and I think that changed over time to be about these four friends, but you can still see the father-son stuff in the game. Which I mean, I want more of that stuff. I like that stuff. That's an interesting story there. There's an interest. Like, I want to know, more about like Noctis and Regis's relationship. I want to know like I don't know, like that part about like Noctis like gets mad at Regis when like he doesn't get mad. He's like upset that he didn't tell him that it was gonna be the last time he was gonna see him, even though Regis kind of knew. Noctis is like crying about it. He's like really sad, and why
didn't he tell me? Because he knew you'd act like
and it's like this, these moments, these like great moments that like I wish there was more of. I wish there was more of the father-son stuff. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I love this game so much that everything that I wish it could have been or like is missing, like it's just like it hurts. You know what I mean? Because I like the game.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Kind of.
Yeah.
It does hurt that it's missing this
sense.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean that means that you like the game because you're missing out.
But I mean it's not like one of those things where I'm like they should have done this. It's they did do that. Where is it? Like the setup is there. Like all of the setup for all of this stuff is it's like not an accident. It's intentional. They wrote this story the way they did. So it's like Ravis is all that stuff. That's intentional. Like where is it?
Yeah. Yeah. They should. I don't know.
I mean, they said they're gonna patch more story into the game, which that's
why in the first place?
No, I mean that's so. It's like I mean, I don't want to commend them for rushing out a game. I mean, if anyone, I blame Square Enix because I think they set a deadline for the game. I think they said 2015. I think. Yeah. I think they had a month and a date. And Tabata and his team had to make it, like
but in all fairness, they had 10 friggin' years to make.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like the game that Tabata has been making, he's probably been making it for 3 years. Because Nomura, who working on Kingdom Hearts now, he worked on Final Fantasy 13. He was the one who started Versus 13. You know what I mean? It was Nomura's game for the longest time, and you can see it in a lot of his design choices, like his character designs. He like, or I don't know if he designed them, but like Noctis and his crew fit in line with like the characters he designed. You know what I mean? And like I don't know, like he designed characters for like Final Fantasy VII. You know, like, but I mean, just you're wondering why Kingdom Hearts 3 is taking so long to come out? It's because
I know why. I've known why.
Tetsuya Nomura.
He said a couple years ago. He's like, yeah, we're putting a hold on Kingdom Hearts 3 because we've been trying to finish 15.
No. It's
I'm like,
it's
okay.
because this director can't release a game to save his life for the past however many years, like 10 years plus. Like he was in charge of Final Fantasy 13 or Versus 13. You know, he directed Final Fantasy 13. That was like the last game he like put out, Final Fantasy 13. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, guys! I'm looking at the like the old stuff for when it was first called Final Fantasy Versus 13, and the boys
they do look different.
Yeah. But Noctis looks pretty much the same throughout everything.
You know what he had going on back then was he kind of had the world ends with you guys like turtleneck pulled up look.
Okay, I love that game as well.
You know what I mean? The high collar thing happening.
Yeah, Neku's like outfit looking thing. Yeah.
I think what's his name? Ignis looks the same, but Gladio's like just the same as them all. He's not as big.
Prompto is the weirdest change, I think. His hair.
Yeah, he looks like a girl.
No, his hair. Okay, well, first of all, like
from here,
there's this early trailer where Prompto like runs up and like puts his arm around Noctis, right? He's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" Like, and he's holding this like shotgun, you know, on his like shoulder, you know. It's like, so they knew back then, like he's gonna be the gun guy. You know, we're gonna have, you know, Noctis is gonna be the flying swords guy. You know, Gladio is gonna be like the tanky guy. You know, and Prompto is gonna be the gun guy. But like, it's funny because like in 15, Prompto is like pistols. He deals with. You know, like small, like he's not carrying shotguns around anymore in what the game turned out to be.
And he dies first. Also.
Yeah, and the only big gun you actually even get in the game is a sniper rifle, which only Noctis can use.
Yeah,
I mean, you have the machinery.
Yeah, it's not a gun though; it's like a drill.
But I mean, he has pistols, but that's the only.
I guess a weird
thing,
question
right?
I have about that game, mechanically wise, is, you know, like Gravisphere and stuff like that. Like, why does he need a drill to use that? Like, I mean, why does a drill do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have stuff like a circular saw or a drill equipped in order for him to use Gravisphere. And I'm like, what? like, why? That's so arbitrary.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you just kind of chalk it down to like he needs.
Yeah,
this
it's like
to
he's
do
channeling.
That. But obviously, like physically and logically, that doesn't make.
I think
sense,
I don't think I even really thought about that because like I don't remember Ignis having like. I think you can do Overwhelm no matter what weapons he has, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like you need like a great sword to do Impulse, which makes sense because he's swinging a giant sword around. You know, Gladio. Gravisphere, like what? Like that is a weird one. Yeah,
that is a little weird.
I don't know. What'd you guys think of the combat in the game?
Man,
I thought
combat was
smooth.
It is smooth.
Yeah,
it's smooth.
Pretty good. Just like you said in the beginning, like there's like a flow that you end up like going with. You ended up I think you pick it up pretty easy.
It's like it's its own thing. And people compare it a lot to like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, these action games, you know? I get what they're saying, you know. It's like it's more that than it is like, you know, turn-based combat or something. But it's like
because it, you know, it has you get ranked on time, you know, finesse, and then what's the last one?
Damage?
Yeah, it's like offense, time, and finesse.
Oh yeah, offense, time, and finesse.
Yeah.
So how good you're fighting without taking damage, how stylized you're doing it, and how fast you can do it. So it's like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry. You get rated at the end of each fight and get bonus XP on top.
And I mean, it's like, you know, like the whole like when to attack, when to like dodge or parry, like that like idea. I think that's a big part of it. But I mean, it's like, but it is its own thing. It's very different from those games. It's much easier, obviously, than those games. You don't have to like your inputs don't matter as much in this game.
Oh no, you literally hold on the button and then
you don't even like you're like. But it is a fun game.
I'm not mad at that. To be honest,
like it.
I'm not mad at that. There's also you could also change up the feature to where when you dodge, you could tap on it and you don't use up as much mana at all, if anything, and then you could gain mana back, which is cool because then it adds a little more skill to it.
I was running out of mana in that game. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, only times I did is when I kept warp striking people to like.
Yeah. Then I'd find a warp point and immediately refill my mana. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I spent most of my time trying to perfect.
Did anyone here use an ether
dodge.
ever? I never used an ether.
Definitely not.
I think I might have one time when I couldn't find a warp point fast enough.
I was like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna have these all the time. I'm never using an ether. Like, what's the point? Like, you're...
Yeah.
Because, like, only Nox is the one that can use them, too. So you're like...
Yeah, because he's the only one who's, like, got stamina-based abilities. And his abilities that are stamina-based aren't, like, super crucial for fighting. Like, I mean, it's nice to warp strike and dodge, but, like, you can get iframes out of, like, anyone else's moves. You know what I mean? It's like, there's a ton of ways around it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is really fun, though.
The combat is fun, and like when I stopped playing for like a week or so because I was playing like Bloodborne or something, and I had switched back onto it. It only took me like a few fights, and then I was back
that
into
is really nice. Yeah, because it is tough to return to something that's very technical. Like I remember like trying to play Street Fighter right after playing 15 for a while, and I was just like, oh right, video games aren't that like relaxed, normally, like
yeah.
But it's there's something to be said for it's and I mean it's hard sometimes. It's I did all the level 99 dungeons, like Justin saw what I went through in those dungeons, before I got my level 99 Ultima cast magic, I fucking fought through that thing, I gritted my teeth and I like did it, it was tough as hell and like super fun, rewarding for it. So there's some stuff you could squeeze out of that game.
Yeah.
In terms of fighting.
Yeah. Oh man. I love Final Fantasy is a really good game.
Yeah, I mean and you're a big Final Fantasy fan, at least recently. Like you played 14 and you're playing World of Final Fantasy now. Is 15 your favorite out of these like recent ones, or do you have a different one?
So far, I mean, you say 14 and like 11, right? Those kind of aren't really. I didn't really focus too much on the story on those, but I think they were okay. But I guess out of 14, 11, I think 15.
Oh, you like 15?
I'm working on. I like 15. Yeah. I'm working on World of Final Fantasy, which I'm starting to grow attached to a bit. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd say 15 is in there. Yeah. Is the top. Right now.
I'm kind of sad that they're not gonna do like Final Fantasy 15 2. Final Fantasy 15 3. I mean, I'm actually kind of not sad part of me because of the way the story ended. But like,
I'm okay with it because I got the feels for it.
But like,
yeah. I wouldn't have the feels for it.
The way this game feels, I want like in terms of like play, I want like that again.
Yeah.
For whatever they do next.
Yeah.
Like the better, obviously.
I feel like if there's enough. Yeah, I feel like if there's a lot of like if a lot of people like express it out a lot, like the gamers and the players of Final Fantasy 15, I'm pretty sure they'll bring it back.
Yeah, like they don't have to have a car necessarily, but like I want the open world. Real-time Final Fantasy. That's what I want next. Obviously different cast, whatever. But like how they did it here, but like tighter. That's what I want. That would be like a perfect Final Fantasy game for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Same.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. This is freaking Final Fantasy 15. Good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yep.
We finally did it.
Good game, good feels.
We've been wanting to talk about this game for like months now.
Like, it's been like at least for sure a month, and like
we've had this on our docket for a while, and it's funny. Like, I was worried before we started recording that I might not remember everything, and then as soon as we started talking, everything just started pouring back. And I opened up that Wiki tab, and I haven't clicked it once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kept it on the same like area, and I haven't scrolled it either.
God, I had so much to say.
The only time I did is when I was trying to find like the summons, which you said its name. I was like, oh yeah, it's called that.
It all flooded back in.
But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you, Justin, for joining us.
No problem. Anytime you talk about a game or something that I know about.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit you up. Hook you up. Hit you up. There you go.
Essentially.
This has been Binch. Essentially. Stop it. That's my word. This has been Binch Bros. You're probably listening to us on binchbros.podbean.com. You can also find us on iTunes and also on YouTube when you look up Binch Bros. On the search bar, which is BINCHBROS. You on our Binch Bros YouTube, you could find us doing Binch Rolls, which is a Pathfinder session, which have Pathfinder sessions with me, our guest Justin and June, and our friend Jingle, our GM, and we pretty much just kill monsters. Create very deep relationships with our characters.
Freeze chains.
Just doing a whole bunch of like mundane stuff.
Mm-hmm. Got what is it? Goblin fleas? Is that what it's called?
Goblin slaves?
What's goblins?
Fleas?
Oh no! It was a mole rat.
Goblin lice.
It was like it started with a G. Yeah, we're getting diseases.
I think you're talking about when Kyo punched something through the mouth and like. Oh.
Hey, shh. Spoilers. But go on our YouTube and just watch it. It's fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/Binch Bros, and on Twitter it's at Binch Bros Pod. Thank you for. Go ahead.
Twitch.tv/Bad Friends Brigade is the channel that I used to. I still will occasionally stream on, but right now, my friend Timmy Red has been streaming Resident Evil 7 on there, which is a game that just came out.
Oh my god!
And I hear it's fantastic. It looks fantastic.
I'm scared.
And he's having a riot of a good time.
Nice.
I'm scared though. I'm not gonna watch it.
If you're scared,
I'm gonna watch it.
If you're scared of playing that game, I suggest probably watching his stream of it because he'll probably make you laugh during it. He's a very funny guy.
It's a cushion.
Apparently he was in stitches at one point in the game, so he might relieve the tension.
Oh man. Oh man. I'll probably watch him. I'll watch him. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Until next time, I am going to pull my eyes out. This is our sign-off thing.
Alright, let's do the sign-off.
No, we just